In this video, I'm going to tell you how to prepare for CAT. Now, there are various aspects to preparation for CAT, and as a student who is preparing for CAT, you should be aware of all these various aspects. Let us get started. Now, first of all, I think you should go through the past few years of CAT, ZAT, IFT kind of papers so that you have an idea of what you're getting into. In this, you should also identify what conceptual knowledge and skills you need to acquire. And once you know that, you should be able to map your current level of knowledge and the skills with what is required. For example, you might feel that maths is very difficult or maybe very easy, but your knowledge base doesn't match with what is expected in the actual paper. The kind of verbal ability section, the questions are there in this, the kind of math questions, the kind of reasoning or DI, LR section questions, you should be aware of all those things. And understand how much of those things you already know and how much of those things you already don't know. So that's what we mean by mapping your current level of knowledge with what is expected. And in this process, you will also understand various exams and their patterns. Now, when we say exams and their patterns, for example, CAT is last year it happened for 2 hours. And previous to that, in CAT 19, and even previous years, this used to be a 3-hour paper. And so various exams have various duration of papers and different kinds of sections are there. You should be knowing all those sections. So like later on, we will see what type of sections are there in each type of examination. You should also have a knowledge of what kind of colleges are there, which college has which type of entrance examination. Like all colleges don't take CAT paper as a process of selection. Some colleges also take only ZAT paper, ZAT exam. Some take CAT score, okay? So, and in these colleges, various courses are being offered. So you should be having an idea of what are the courses offered in these colleges. Like you can do MBA in marketing, finance, HR, systems, and various other courses. And you should identify what course is suitable to you, which course you want to go for, and what are its future prospects. Now, it also happens that some courses are good only in few colleges, not in all the colleges. So you should be choosing your course appropriately and also appropriate college for that. And for that college, for those colleges which all exams are there for which you have to prepare for. Now you should know something about selection process. In the selection process, you should know that there are basically 2 stages of selection. First is written examination. Nowadays, all exams in written format are in online format. And second is GDPI stage, right? Which also includes VAT. VAT is written assessment test or written ability test, which is also known as essay writing. So these 2 are the stages of selection for any entrance process. Talking of written exam pattern, first you should know that the common sections being asked in these exams are like verbal ability and reading comprehension passages. And we also have a section on data interpretation and logical reasoning section, which is known as DI, LR section. And we have one more section which is known as quantity ability, in short, QA. These 3 are the sections which are almost invariably asked in all the examinations. But in some exams, some other sections are also there. For example, GK or general awareness is asked in papers like IFT, SNAP, ZAT kind of papers. And very specifically talking, decision making is one area asked specifically in ZAT paper. So you should be knowing that these are the areas being tested. So whichever exams you are trying to go for, you should know in those exams which all areas are being tested and develop your abilities and skills accordingly. Now in GDPI or VAT stage, which is also known as soft skill stage, the interviewer will test your soft skills. GD refers to group discussion, where 10, 15 or 12 people are asked to make a semicircular shape and they're given a topic on which they're supposed to discuss. You may not come to a conclusion in this GD discussion but you have to just discuss and take some stand, whether for the topic or against the topic. Second is personal interview, where the interviewer gets to know you as a person. And you're also, of course, when they take your interview, they also get to know what is your knowledge level, what are your views about the issues surrounding the environment. And in written ability test or essay writing, they test your writing skills apart from your knowledge base. Now, nowadays, Many B schools have discarded or almost discarded GD stage. They have gone to only essay writing stage. So most of them don't ask for GD. They only go for PI and VAT. So you should be knowing these things. And you should also know which B schools are now there which don't have GD. They have only PI and VAT, or sometimes they only have PI, nothing else. But some sort of this stage will be there. After having acquired some knowledge of the basics of the exams and the patterns, you should now prepare a preparation plan. That's the most important and critical aspect of your preparation. So in this, I would say, first thing is that there are two areas, two things you have to work while making a plan. First is conceptual know-how, and second is learning test-taking skills. Now in conceptual know-how, you need to learn all the concepts, fundas, knowledge points. In maths, you can talk of formulas, all chapters. In vulnerability, you have to have some good reading skills. In DI and LI, you have to have some reasoning skills. So you should have the knowledge of all the concepts required in those questions, those concepts. And for that, you may either choose to go for coaching from a coaching institute, or you may go for self-study. Even if you go for coaching, I feel you must do self-study because there is no substitute for self-study. So whether you do coaching or you go to some personal trainer, your self-study is the main thing which will help you crack the CAT or such examinations. Approximate preparation plan time is around 4 to 6 months, though if you are a little weak in some areas, you might need 7 or 8 months. So you have to prepare accordingly. Which also means you should know the approximate tentative date or timelines of these examinations. Normally, like CAT has been happening for last so many years in the month of November last week. And thereafter, many of the exams start. Although NMAT also starts a little early, but you should have the approximate tentative timelines of when these exams actually start and work backwards how many months you need to prepare for these exams and then start preparing accordingly. Give yourself extra margin. Now, here I've said 4 to 6 months. If you, we don't know how much, you don't know how many months it will take. So give a margin of 2 months and maybe it could be 8 months, right? And then when you make a plan for this preparation, you should have a weekly schedule. You can't probably make a daily schedule, but you should go for at least weekly schedule and plan in such a way that in every week, in a stretch of 7 days, you should be touching upon all the subject areas like verbal ability, RC, DILR, quantity ability, and if there's GK also, then go for GK. Okay, touch upon all the subject areas. Then, as I said, second point is test-taking skills. So this is where a lot of students make mistakes. Most of the times, students, and even coaching institute and faculty are bothered about improving the conceptual knowledge of the students. And students also focus accordingly. But that is not so. What is even much more important is learning test-taking skills. If you don't know test-taking skills, your entire preparation plan goes for a toss. So you should have test-taking skills ready with you. Now, what are these? The ability to take the test. Now, it so happens that even if you have knowledge of the concepts and if you know how to solve the questions, you are still not able to solve the question at the time of examination, mainly because of time pressure or some kind of pressure. Exam stress is always there. You may recall your school days and colleges when in the board exams of 10th or 12th, you had a lot of stress. And you might have seen the cases where you knew the question, but you're not able to solve those questions. Why? That's because of lack of test-taking skills. So you must acquire those skills by attempting as many mock tests as possible. Generally, we say that 8 to 10 mock tests should suffice. Okay, but maybe before mock test, you should take section tests, which means a section like maths is one section, verbal ability is one section. So take section test, and once you are used to of taking the test online and in time or situation, you can expand your horizon and move on to full syllabus tests or mock tests. Now, also important is that if you're preparing for CAT, you take mock tests which have simulation with CAT pattern. And if you are also applying for ZAT, you should take some mock tests which are pertaining to ZAT preparations. Maybe 4 or 5 mocks for ZAT should be sufficient for that. If you're also going for SNAP, take some mock SNAP papers. Mock CATs, which cater to CAT segment, may not be useful. In fact, most likely they are not useful for SNAP preparation or ZAT preparation. So whichever exams you are going to take, accordingly you take the respective mocks of those exams. And after taking the mock test, what to do? You should analyze the test properly. Identify what type of questions were there in the test, where you floundered, where you made mistakes, and segregate the questions across all 3 or 4 sections in terms of whether the question was easy, whether it was lengthy but easy still, and or whether it was a difficult question. And you should try not to attempt difficult questions, and that's a skill to identify whether the question is difficult or not. Okay. The third step is soft skills training. You need soft skills training. You might feel that I don't need GDP. I can always speak at length on some topics, so my GD is good enough, or I have good knowledge base, so my interview will be good. I know how to impress my interviewer and all these things. Or you know how to, you might feel that you have good writing ability. It may not work that way. The kind of skills required in GD or PI or WAT, you need a trainer, whether in a coaching institute or through a personal trainer. But you need that. So please be mindful of these things. I have seen lots of students who feel that they are good in soft skills or they can handle vocabulary section. They need to work only on maths. For some aspects, they feel they're comfortable, but actually they make huge mistakes in that and they fail. So you have to focus on all the areas which are required for the examination, whether written test or test taking skills, conceptual know-how, or soft skills training. All these things are very, very important. You leave no stone unturned to learn these skills. All right? And as I said, you have to practice a lot on all the above. Finally, so a few important points. While you have worked out your preparation plan, you should maintain consistency. It's not that for 2 weeks you followed the plan, after 3rd or 4th week you feel bored or you feel it's not worth it, I'm not getting the results, so I should stop it. Maintain consistency even against all things happening negative to you. Whether you're getting results or not, please continue with that. That's how the journey for preparation for CAT is. So you need consistency and discipline, a huge amount of that. And maybe you will have some, areas of stress. Sometimes you feel stressful or panicky, then you can take a break for 2 or 3 days, that's okay. But don't leave the preparation altogether. As I said, you may not be able to understand all the concepts. Sometimes it happens. Maybe if we talk about math, permutation combination is one area which people feel a lot of difficulty in. You may not understand all the concepts. It's okay. You cannot do all the questions, all the topics. Fine, doesn't matter. A few topics you may leave towards the end of the preparation because despite so hard preparing for those topics, you are not able to get it. Okay, no problems. Whatever you know, you should know it thoroughly. It will also happen when you are taking the mock tests that you may not score well. So you will score very bad or poorly in these mock tests. In such situations, again, don't panic. Don't feel that, it may happen that you have taken in total 8 or 10 mock tests. In all the mock tests, your score was pathetic. Or some section you scored pathetically. And you might have a frustrating feeling that this year you will not get through CAT or ZAT or IFT or SNAP. Don't worry about these things. Sometimes it happens. Better is to, instead of panicking, better is to analyze the areas which led to poor score. Maybe your verbal is poor, maybe within verbal some portion is verbal logic or verbal reasoning portions are poor, critical reasoning you are not able to understand. Well, then you have to analyze these things and then work towards improving them. Take the help of personal trainer or go to coaching institute people and see what they can do. But take expert help instead of just panicking and being stressful. You have to keep the motivation level high because all these steps are not easy. For me, it's easier said than done. I can always say these things, but then when you actually get to do it, because students are always in stressful mode. So you have to keep the motivation level high. Okay? And as the old saying goes, never, never, never give up. Always be ready to face all situations. Never give up. So with this, I've come to the end of the session. I hope you have learned certain things from this session. And thanks a lot. And you can always approach me on the in this mentioned email ID. I'm always available. The benefit of students, I've also authored a book on quantitative ability for CAT. This contains all the conceptual know-how things for CAT quant, not just for CAT but also for ZAT, SNAP, and other examinations, right? Which is available in Amazon, Flipkart, and all the online platforms. Thank you.